Good afternoon, my world of rogues. My name is Erin Rogoff, and I would like to welcome you back to my booktube channel. I have made another trip to Barnes & Noble. What a surprise! Sense my sarcasm? Anyway, I came away with a few great books, and I'm diving into them right now, so there might be another part to this video later. I'm not sure yet, but we'll see. Let's start out the booktube video with Queen of Air and Darkness by Cassandra Clare. This is a young adult fiction supernatural romance novel, and it's part of the Dark Artifices series. And in that series there is Lady Midnight, Lord of Shadows, and Queen of Air and Darkness. And in this book, innocent blood has been spilled on the steps of the council hall, and the sacred stronghold of the Shadow Hunters is in danger. So amid the tragic death of Livia Blackthorn, the Clave is at the edge of civil war. And the book is rated a 4.4 out of 5 stars on Goodreads and a 4.3 out of 5 stars on the Barnes & Noble website. So we shall see how I like this book too. And everyone knows that I am stuck in the middle of the Mortal Instruments series, so I will be getting around to finishing that series soon. Then I'm going to read the prequel series and the sequel series, and then everything else. So we'll just see what happens next. And then the other book that I got is What Happened That Night by Deanna Cameron. This is a young adult fiction mystery suspense novel, and it's a standalone. And I'm very intrigued by the cover, and yes, I will admit to judging the book by the cover, sorry. But anyway, Clara Porterfield's sister killed Griffin Tomlin, and 4 months after the killing, the whole town of Shiloh is still shocked. Clara's world has been shaken, and her sister is on trial for murder. Her mother is obsessive with a frozen garden, and her father lives in denial completely. So unspoken questions go unasked, but they are needed to be spoken. And Goodreads rates the book out of 4 out of 5 stars, and Barnes & Noble rates the book out of 4.3 out of 5 stars. So that's another thing that I am very into. I mean, I love mystery and suspense, and I'm really hoping this can really get me on the edge of my seat and be like, oh my god, what's going to happen next? So I can't wait to find out. And then another book that I got is The Things She's Seen by, forgive me, Ambi Lynn and Ezekiel Quemulina. So try saying that 5 times fast. This is a young adult fiction poetry, not poetry. Forgive me for that. This is a young adult fiction mystery fantasy novel. It's a standalone, and there are other books written by Ambi Lynn and Ezekiel Quemulina, such as The Interrogation of Eshala Wolf, The Disappearance of Amber Crow, and The Foretelling of Georgie Spider. And I am looking forward to reading all of those too, and hopefully by then I will be able to pronounce their names. And anyway, nothing is the same after Beth Teller dies, and her dad is melancholy and grieving, so the only one who can see and hear her is him, since her death. And with a mystery to solve, Beth's father needs to be reminded that he is still alive, that the life after Beth's death is still worth living. So will he succumb to depression and survival, not truly living, or will he claim the life that he is left to live? This book was released on August 29th of 2019, so there aren't a whole lot of ratings on the book, so I am planning to rate and review this on my own, and the only thing that I could find was a Goodreads rating out of 4 out of 5 stars. And we have 3 more books on this list, starting with People Kill People by Ellen Hopkins. This is a young adult fiction poetry novel. It's a standalone, and I have a huge amount of other books by Ellen Hopkins: Crank, Glass, Fallout, Identical. Those are the 4 that I can list right now. And in People Kill People, guns make it easier. Like Thor's Mjolnir, a gun is a weapon to destroy or a tool to build. and something powerful in anyone's hands, whether you're good, bad, neutral, indifferent, whatever. But a gun is set on a journey after a man sells it, having killed his wife accidentally. A teenager needs protection, but how will he use it? Everyone has the incentive to pick up a gun and fire it, so who was the one who fired the gun? Rand or Cammy? Silas or Ashlyn? Daniel or Grace? Or Noelle? We have yet to see. And the ratings for this book, 3.8 out of 5 stars on Goodreads and a 3 out of 5 stars on Common Sense Media. And I am really into this book. I'm like 80 pages into it, and I started reading it like last night. Oh my gosh, I love it. Just as I love most of Ellen Hopkins' work. But I have said before that Identical was really the hardest book I've ever read in my life. Seriously. So anyway, just to let you know, I'm very open about my depression. I don't even trust a gun in my own hands. Like, if I had a gun, like, hey, I have a gun at my house. No way. I don't have any guns. But I do have experience with a .22 caliber rifle, and it does make me feel powerful. But then again, it's I don't know how to describe it. It's like a sense of power, but then a sense of overwhelming responsibility, because if I mess up with the gun, somebody's going to get hurt. And most likely it's not going to be the one with the gun in their hand. Unless I actually, put up the gun, in that glitch in one of those video games where you shoot people and then the gun goes up and you shoot yourself. And where am I going with this? I don't even know. I've only had 2 cups of coffee today. I'm tired. Moving on. The second to last book that I have in this book haul is To Make Monsters Out of Girls by Amanda Lovelace. This is a beautiful book. I am absolutely loving it. It is an adult fiction poetry novel, and it's part of the Things That Haunt series. And in that series, there is To Make Monsters Out of Girls and To Drink Coffee with a Ghost. And I have read both of them now. So, to quote, "What happens when the man of your dreams turns out to be a nightmare with sharp teeth and claws?" Amanda Lovelace writes a poetry novel of exploratory tales about an abusive relationship, and the question is asked, can you heal after being marked by a monster, or will the sun always burn you? That's enough incentive for me to read the book. And the book is rated a 3.8 out of 5 stars on Goodreads, and Target actually rates the book out of 5 out of 5 stars. And I didn't know they rated books. So that's something new for me. Raven King is the final book on my book haul list for October. And it is a young adult fiction supernatural romance novel, and it's part of the Raven Boys cycle. And in that series, there is the Raven Boys, the Dream Thieves, Blue Lily, Lily Blue, and the Raven King. And all her life, Blue has been warned that she'll cause her true love's death, but she doesn't believe it until she finds herself caught up with the Raven Boys. And Goodreads rates the book out of 4.3 out of 5 stars, and Barnes & Noble rates the book out of 4.5 out of 5 stars. And 2 notes, I love talking about books with my best friend, Michaela Tyner, and she has recommended that I read the Raven Boys cycle, so that's what I'm doing now. And yes, I know that the Raven King is book 4 of the series, and I haven't even read book 1 yet, but when I was at the bookstore in my hometown the other day, I was in a rush, not really a rush, but I was in I must get everything rush, so I just gathered as many books as I could, and then I misplaced the Raven Boys, and I got the Raven King instead, so now I need to go back to Barnes & Noble so I can get book 1 and 2 and 3 to read them, and then I'll read the Raven King, and everything will be good. So anyway, that is it for today. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, comment your favorite books you've read this October, and subscribe to my BookTube channel to get more videos like this. Have a great day, everyone!